I want to welcome y'all back to Beats, Rhymes, and Parlays. It's your boy, Mr. CEO, your boy Jay in the building. What up, though, Jay?
What's good? You know me as Jay at J Bay's World on TikTok. We on the 2-0 streak. I'm feeling good, man.
Oh, okay. You definitely on that streak, man. I hope you're ready for that butt whooping I'm about to give you on these NFL picks, man.
Hey, man, I'm ready for that. But before we get started, one thing I got to say. It was a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
My brother-in-law brought the fucking belt home.
Okay.
Where it belongs. Where it belongs. Cody brought the belt back. As you
He
can see
brought
the
the belt back.
autographs. We rock with him, homie. And I ain't no fake WWE fan. Like, I be there. Like, y'all talk about it. I be there.
You got everything.
I
2
be on the floor.
125.
You get what I'm saying? I be there.
Yeah. You
I'm a
like,
champ. I'm a
yeah,
champ.
I
Just
see.
like him. I'm a champ. I'm just a champ at gambling.
So hold on. Let me ask you a quick question, though. At
What's
the
up?
Royal Rumble, it was ended. You got up, picked your seat up, put it in your hand, and walked out with that boy?
Man, it was well, no. So that's the thing. That's what people know. Okay, so and I ain't really trying to flex. Only if you know about this. If you sit on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
the closer you get, the seats are for you to take home. A lot of
Okay.
people, if they understand, you can't pick up a seat and go home.
Okay.
It's just it's kind of like a not a reward, but it's like a VIP thing.
Okay.
So when you're on the floor, you could take them, bro. You just unclip them and take them. So it's not just me. You see a lot of people. Now the ones who ain't on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times they waiting up, you know what I mean, when you coming out, and they might offer you 100, 150,
Okay.
200 for a chair.
Okay.
So I've heard. I
Okay.
mean, I wouldn't know, but I've
You wouldn't
heard,
know, but you heard.
That's what I've heard. You
Man,
know what I'm saying?
you slinging seats on the side, ain't telling nobody.
So I've heard. I haven't done nothing. But like when I went down the road, when we had like 4 seats, you know what I mean? And a couple other people might have left. I don't know. I'm just saying, I just seen some people, some people keep their seats for souvenirs, like as you see my seat. Other cats was up there. All right, you know what I mean? Because
Well,
it's a nice souvenir.
as my boy Martin say, let's keep it on the hush hush.
Yeah,
Let's keep
it's a
that on
nice
the
souvenir.
hush hush.
It's a nice souvenir, and I ain't gonna get too far into it, but like with the prices on these things nowadays, like a lot of people can't get to the floor. They can't get to the ring. You know
Of
what I'm
course.
saying?
Of
And if
course.
you ever want to look, you can go to J-Bass World. I don't post a lot of wrestling because the wrestling community pretty toxic, but like if you get down there, it's an experience. You know what I'm saying? When you courtside, it's different, and that's why I cherish these chairs that I'm able to grab when I'm at those events.
Yeah, and I'm mad
But
I
if you
couldn't
go
make
to
it that.
Raw, you can only get them at PLEs. If you go to Raw and stuff, you can't get them.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm mad I couldn't make it, man. I know you gave me the invite. My schedule didn't work out. Next time we're gonna have to do that. Okay, let's get into what they came for.
Exactly.
The bets. I know my people. If y'all don't know, Detroit. We both from Detroit. My fans gonna be mad at me about this one. My wife gonna be mad at me about this one. When she watched the show, she probably gonna cuss me out.
Let's get to it.
Man, I'm about to lose a lot of friends. So I'm just warning y'all in advance. So we're gonna jump to that first pick. Right off the bat, we going Lions under 10.5 wins.
Oh, snap.
Right off the bat. And let me talk a little bit.
Go ahead.
Jared Goff is more the Jared Goff we saw against the Redskins and not prior. Also, too, Jared Goff has been a lucky quarterback so far. He's quarterbacked under McVay around the time where you can put the signals in the helmets. And so McVay was able to puppet Jared Goff to the Super Bowl. The reason they got rid of Jared Goff because he was tired of having a quarterback that he had to babysit. So I don't know if y'all really know that. That's why he gave Jared Goff to the Detroit Lions, no Super Bowl. We gave Stafford to the Rams, and they won a Super Bowl. McVay, legit, super smart guy. Listen to the dude. He just had Ben Johnson, who did the same thing. This is going to be the first time we're going to see Jared Goff without that puppet master. They also got the second hardest schedule in the NFL. On top of that, they center retired out of nowhere.
He did.
They lost 2 guards. They basically going to be rookies on the guard, center, guard level, Jared Goff not good under pressure. It's going to disrupt his rhythm, my bad. And also, too, as I talked about it, the Lions head coach is a decent head coach, but the Lions head coach was more of the product he had with Ben Johnson and his coordinators. He's a good rah-rah dude. I give Dan Campbell that. He's a good rah-rah dude. But before he promoted Ben Johnson to offensive coordinator with the same team, they were struggling bad. So that shows that. Now, the Lions defense is going to be, I would say, at least top 15. So that's going to help them a little bit. But we're going to go under 10.5 wins at minus 125. I think they 9-8, maybe 10-7 at best. But I don't think they get the 11 win this year.
All right, man. Well, I'm not going to sit here and go in on you. I just want to ask a couple questions, man, because you over here cooking. So I want to make sure you make the whole recipe before I dive in.
Oh, you know how I do.
So you're saying 9-8, 10-7. I'm not even mad. So that means you expect somebody else to win this division. Who wins it?
I honestly expect this division to be more of a dogfight.
Okay.
So I expect a 10-win, maybe 11 if Green Bay get 11. But I think a 10-win team might be able to win this division at 10-7. I think it's going to be a dogfight.
So
I think Detroit has took a step down. I think Minnesota has not took the step down that people think because, like I mentioned,
they haven't.
I mentioned in the college football future show, when you have those elite offensive lines that coach, that's a cheat code. And Dobbs actually looked good in Minnesota for a minute because of that cheat code. And also, we're going to talk about this later. Is another one of my picks. He actually made Sam Darnold trash can, a.k.a. look like a good quarterback last year. So I think they're going to be better when people think. I think the Bears, depending on the quarterback, the Bears are actually stacked everywhere else. But depending on the quarterback, I think they're going to be better, and the Lions are going to take a step down. So I think it's going to be a dog.
So you only got one team making the playoffs out of this division. Because 9-8 ain't getting into the playoffs in the NFC, bro.
I guess we can go playoff talk later.
Okay.
Once we get down, we'll go playoff talk later. Because let's get through some of the divisions, and then we'll kind of be able to even it out then.
Okay. Only two things. Like I'm not gonna fight you on that because I can't put my money down to say Detroit is gonna be 11-6. That's what they'd have to go. 10-7 is really on the board, especially with that schedule. The only thing I was going to defend, and you can look at my poster, bro. I'm not a Lions guy like that. You know what I mean? I think you harder on Jared Goff. Now, you do have the stats. I know you always tell me how he is outdoors and stuff like that, but the Lions play in the dome. And you said they transferred out Matt Stafford in to win a Super Bowl. But it's funny to me because if you really look at it, the only person to get the Lions really to an NFC championship is Jared Goff. I know I think Kramer made it back in the day, possibly, but Jared Goff did something Matt Stafford couldn't do. So
now
he's not, and I'll let you rebuttal. I'm not one of these guys out here in Detroit that think he's a top 5 quarterback. That's how they roll out here. But he's top 12, bro. He's in the upper echelons, and I just think you kind of play him like he's the 17th best quarterback overall, and I don't see it like that at all. I think this division, like you said, is going to be tough, and that's the other thing. You said this is the toughest division. I kind of see it. I don't even see the AFC North. I see it as the AFC West because I think the Raiders are going to be much improved with Geno, Pete.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's
later down the line. We'll get there. But real quick, just a rebuttal. Jared Goff did make it to the Super Bowl with the Rams also. So
right.
I didn't say he couldn't make it far.
You said puppet master.
Yes.
He wasn't puppet master when he made it for Detroit, though. That's all I was saying.
No, puppet master Ben Johnson, and we got puppet master Sean McVay.
I just think you're farther down on him than I am. I think he's better than you give him credit for.
Yes, we can agree on that. All right. We can agree on that. I don't think he top 12. You think he top 12?
I do.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree.
Maybe top 10. Actually, probably top 10. But go ahead.
We'll rehash that after this when the season starts, as these games kind of pile up, and then we'll kind of compare and contrast and kind of conclude at the end. But before we move ahead to the next pick, we got the division in front of us. We kind of already talked about it, which was nice. You got anything else on the division?
I think it's going to play out the same way. It's going to be it come down to the Lions in Minnesota. Green Bay will be a happy third place. All three of them could possibly make the playoffs. If somebody doesn't make it from here, I think it's going to be Green Bay. I think Chicago's still boiled hot dog water. I think they're still a year or two away, even though they got the weapons and stuff. I don't like what I'm seeing from trailing camp. And the spins they putting on it is crazy, bro. And whoever's releasing that footage, they need to be shot. Like, I'm dead serious. They making that dude look crazy. That shit should not be. It should not be out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'll keep that stuff in the house, bro. But
the crazy part about it is the narrative is going to be what you want the narrative to be. I learned that because if you think about it, only positive stuff coming out about Shedeur Sanders, which we'll talk about that later, but all the negative stuff coming about Caleb Williams. So it's weird how these teams depend on what they want you to see or what they root for. Because you know they're going to root against Ben Johnson because Ben Johnson left the Lions. So all the Lions fans against them, and people just they quick to root against Twitter. That. They quick to root against the smartest man in the room. So you know they're going to have some Ben Johnson hate.
But that's the problem. You got to be careful with these smartest dudes in the room. Again, it's training camp, and it's good that he's going through this. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to get better. You learn in training camp. So I'm not all the way out like Caleb is going to be terrible. But I don't know how this is going to mesh because Ben Johnson has shown us with Jared Goff, he's the type of guy that wants the ball delivered to spots at a certain time.
Yes.
And on schedule.
Yes.
And Caleb don't play that way. And this man, he's gotten all the way to the NFL #1 overall draft pick playing a certain style.
Yes.
I just don't know how you break that. And then unless you break him. And if you break him.
So perfect, you brought that up. A couple things. I did not say Ben Johnson was going to be a great head coach. You didn't even say that. I say he's a great coordinator. Also, too, I had the Bears thinking about sprinkling on the division, thinking about over their win total. But guess what?
8.5?
Hold on.
Okay.
Thinking about it. You're not going to see it posted. You know why you're not going to see it posted? Exactly what you just said. Ben Johnson might not mesh with Caleb. He might not mesh with Caleb. Caleb is not he needs that quarterback that's going to deliver it on time. He needs a Jared Goff type quarterback. Yes. Caleb's not that. I don't know what's going to happen. He's still young, but he might need a new quarterback, and that's why I did not bet any Bears because that Ben Johnson Caleb, it might not work out. And my only thing was just because the Lions might suffer without him as a coordinator, don't mean the Bears going to all of a sudden become a world beater.
Bro, if they win less than 7 games, they're drafting another quarterback, bro.
Agreed.
That's the way the NFL is already rolling, bro. I don't think they give him a third shot. Like if they're out here, would you say 6-11, 5-12? I think they're going after Arch Manning. I could see them doing something like that. It's a bigger name in a bigger market. They still haven't had a quarterback throw for over 4,000 yards, so they could really just kind of cut ties. And then in Ben Johnson's case, bro, he's in the perfect situation.
Yes.
Because this first year is free.
Yes.
You ain't got my guy.
Yes.
I never wanted him. I told you I could turn this around. I didn't say I could turn it around with him.
Preach.
We gotta go get my guy. You get what I'm saying?
Words of young Dolph. Preach. You preaching, dog. Preach that gospel right now.
So that's how I see it. But either way, long story short, I get why you would sprinkle on him. I just don't like.
No.
I don't think them two
Hold on, Jay.
And
Hold on, Jay.
And I don't. And there's one other thing I don't like. I know he had a good year last year. Swift did. I don't like him as your feature back, bro. I don't like it. But go ahead.
But real quick though, I said I thought about sprinkling them on him.
No. I
took all that back. You will not see a Chicago Bear next to my name on this podcast today. So you ain't got to worry about it because I was hyped. A month ago, I was hyped. But then, like you said, seeing the training camps and just thinking, that's not his type of quarterback.
Nah.
He's an off-script type quarterback. That's not his type of quarterback, and it might not work out. So we went over the division. I'm kind of with you. I think the Lions gonna fight with the Vikings. I do think Green Bay better than what you think they are. I'm hearing real good things about Golden. I think Golden might be a breakout this year.
They said he's a number one receiver. They said he's hands down. That's great.
If Love get a good number one receiver with Jacobs at running back, I think it's gonna be a dogfight between the top three. And like I said, I was on Chicago, but I'm off of them now. I think Caleb might sink that team, man. Okay, let's go on to your team. America's team was good.
I see free money right here, bro, and it's crazy because the odds are getting farther and farther out. They're actually shrinking. The longer Micah Parsons holds out, the bigger the odds are. Because at one point, over 7.5 wins was like minus 160. Honestly, I think the Cowboys will be the second best team in this division at worst. Now, I'll break it down just simply like this. If you watch Dak Prescott and you are a Dak Prescott fan, even if you're not, he gets hurt one year. Every year he comes back on a tear. He's always been a top. When he plays a full season, they are a top 5 offense. He's got 2 receivers again. Last time he had 2 receivers like this, go look up his numbers when he had Amari and CeeDee Lamb. He's got Pickens and he's got CeeDee Lamb. And I don't know, you guys are like, all right, you can't double either one of them, right? But you're going to have to play the game plan. Jake Ferguson, the tight end, was a Pro Bowler, bro. That middle of the field going to be wide open. And if you really want to sit back, everybody's counted down. All the Cowboys don't have a running back. Miles Sanders is a 1,000-yard rusher. Javonte Williams is a 1,000-yard rusher in the NFL. We proven people. If you don't like them, we got 2 rookies. We got the smash mouth dude out of Clemson, Phil Musafa, and then we got Blue out of Texas, the home run hitter. The offensive line, all this time, Jerry has not been making super splashes with the flashy offensive players. Every first-round pick we have is an offensive lineman. The only thing you really got to worry about us is defense. But we got some hogs. They just got to hold up. You got to sign Micah. You're praying that Bland, when he comes back, is the guy because he didn't really play last year. He was hurt. The year before, he led the league in pick sixes. He set a record. Trayvon Diggs supposed to be coming back. At safety, we soft. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But every other tier, we got people. We decent at linebacker. And you look at Washington, right? You guys are like, oh, they can't compete with Washington. Washington's number 1 receiver is built like Ving Rhames and Baby Boy, bro. It's Deebo Samuel.
Now, you expecting McLaurin not to stay there?
You know what, man?
Deebo not number 1 of McLaurin there.
What they're doing to Terry McLaurin is more disrespectful than what they're doing to Micah Parsons in Dallas. Like the shit that Jerry's doing in Dallas, I'm not happy with. I think it's a garbage way to negotiate. But time has told us Jerry do this weirdo stuff and ends up paying you. Mm-hmm. Mike is going to get paid.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
You got a guy that's been sitting with an organization for about the last 9 years. Consistently, the only positive thing in the room, getting thousands of yards with Sam Howell, all types of busters. Mm-hmm. Sat through what was supposed to be a rebuild, but became the glue to break Jaden Daniels to become this sensation that he is. And the man is just kind of like, man, I'm 30, coming off of a 1,000-yard season. Pay me. And they're like, no. That's crazy. Because if he don't step on that field, all of this is over for them. Mm-hmm. All of it. Jaden's going to look like C.J. Stroud year 2. And then you got the Eagles. But it's been a while since we've seen back-to-back Super Bowl champions, bro. They look like they're ready for a Super Bowl hangover. So I like the position we're in. And look at it. It's only 7.5. Mm-hmm. You telling me if these cats get to 8 and 9, I get money? Man, bank that, bro. The Giants suck.
Well, remember the Futures podcast with college football when I got done? I had a good little run talking about Auburn. I broke everything down.
Yeah.
And just like you said, I completely disagree. Nope. They're not going over 7.5. They're a 6 or 7 win team. Y'all defense is not going to be good. Y'all not going to stop anybody. They're going to look more like last year's defense than they looked like 2 years ago. Y'all coach, Y'all don't have a good coach. Y'all got another puppet coach. He's not even a puppet master. Jerry Jones, a master. Y'all got another puppet. The coach is not going to do anything with y'all. The running back room, Javonte Williams, trash. What's his name? Miles Sanders, trash. I don't draft him in fantasy football. I don't draft him in anything. They are not your running backs. Blue, he might save y'all if he does that as a rookie, maybe. Your offensive line, they are drafting first-round offensive linemen, but the ones that are drafted last year ended up being a bust last year. The one this year is a rookie, so it's going to take time. You have to have a running game. Without a running game, I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to blanket y'all and y'all just force you to pass. This is the NFL. This is not college. You are not going to be one-dimensional passing. Name one-dimensional team have you seen ever won the Super Bowl? It does not happen. Back in the day, it might have been running. But now you have to be able to have two dimensions. So now I don't have to worry about your running game. I'm going to pressure you. I'm going to get to the quarterback. But I'm going to sit back in the defense and just say, just beat me passing. And then on the opposite side, you're not going to stop nobody. And then you're not going to coach nobody either. I honestly disagree on this one.
You said Miles Sanders sucked.
Yes.
The Eagles were making noise with him. They just got a chance to get someone that is him times 10.
The
Saquon.
Eagles
it's the same thing that happened at Penn State. Remember, Miles Sanders had to wait for Saquon to leave to start. It ain't like
Eagles
he was a bum.
Had the number one offensive line in the NFL. When you have that, you make a lot of running backs look better than what they are. When Miles Sanders went to Carolina, he couldn't even stay on the field in Carolina. He couldn't even stay on the field in Carolina. No, and Javonte, what? You know why he's gone from Denver? Denver don't even have a good starting running back yet. They still let him go.
Phil Musafa at the goal line.
Y'all gonna have to get to the goal line, man.
We got the best 1-2 punch in. We got the best 1-2 wide receivers in the league. The only team that can compete with us with their top two receivers is Cincinnati. Nobody else can compete with us.
But just to preface it, y'all see that poster behind his head? That's why he's talking like this.
Over 7.5 wins.
One of the biggest Cowboys fans y'all gonna know.
12 wins. I said over 7.5. This is easy money, bro. Even Vegas agrees with me. That's why it's minus 125. Otherwise, it'd be like plus 125.
So let's move forward because I do got a pick in this division. Now, depending on what McLaurin do.
Oh shit.
Depending on what McLaurin do, it can change a little bit. I'm just gonna tell you that. If they go in the league when the season start with baby boy, uncle, or baby boy mother's boyfriend at wide receiver number 1, this is off the board. It's not happening.
You're counting on Deebo Samuel, bro.
Listen,
he looked terrible.
Just hear me. If Deebo Samuel was the number 1 wide receiver, this is off the board. It's not working. They will not win a division. Y'all might as well cancel Christmas.
I think the number 2.
I think that McLaurin, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I'm hoping the situation shake out. If they go in with McLaurin as number 1, Deebo number 2, with the same team they had last year, I think they have a chance to win a division. Philadelphia lost a lot this year. They lost at least 4 or 5 defensive starters. They lost 2 cornerbacks. They lost a couple D linemen, and they lost one of their best linebackers. Also, too, what I'm gonna tell you real quick. Hold on, just real quick. What I'm gonna tell you. Another coach who was a Dan Campbell coach is Philadelphia Eagles coach. Dan Quinn took the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl.
Bro, I'm not even gonna argue with you. I appreciate that you went out on the limb with plus money. This ain't supposed to hit, so I can't get too down on you. So I'm gonna put it like this. I'm banking on the Giants still being the Giants. I'm banking on the Cowboys. We just talked about that. I'm also banking on the Philadelphia Eagles to regress. The last time the Eagles lost their offensive coordinator, when he went to Arizona 2 years ago, the Eagles started out 8-0, 8-1, and ended up just falling off. Remember they got beat up by Tampa Bay? 6. Yeah, they got blasted at the end.
Last year, they got another offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore, and they went back to where they was at. Now they lost. So I really think they're going to regress. Now, of course, it's plus 210. So the Eagles are still supposed to win. But with what they have, if McLaurin comes back, I think, and Dan Quinn, I think, is a legit coach. He actually makes defenses play better than some of their parts.
when you watch this on YouTube, I really hope you take Dallas, bro. I'm trying to give you guaranteed money. I ain't over here telling you to play the 4-digit lotto, bro. Straight. This is different, bro. But go ahead.
You're gonna definitely find out week in and week out. And you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say bet D's. So let's go on. We got another one. Are you done with the conference?
Yeah, man. You know, we don't have to talk about the Giants. They ain't about nothing. And it's just about if the Eagles have a Super Bowl hangover or not. Because talent-wise, they the best team in here. But
Gotcha. All right, we ready? Come on.
Oh yeah, we got the Rams. I'm high on the Rams. I got them to take the division, bro. I've been saying this since last year because I'm still surprised how quick they turned it around. I like some of the additions they've done, man. They got Devontae Adams, which is an upgrade over Cooper Kupp. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of contradicting myself because him and Puka could be the number 1-2 wide receiver duo in the league. You got Terrence Ferguson, the rookie out of Oregon that they drafted. Mm-hmm. I think that's perfect because they've been missing a tight end. Agreed. I see that they extended Kyron Williams. And I know a lot of people ain't high on him because his yards per carry ain't a lot, but they gonna feed him the ball. And they gonna make you put like 8 in the box. With those two receivers, I think that's a problem. And I looked up Kyron Williams. He's only 24 years old. Mm-hmm. Going into this season, he's only going to be 24. So he can take the workload. I was looking at their defense. Their defense got really, really good toward the end of last year. They got the same people. Jared Verse is a monster, but they went out and picked up a guy called Poona Ford. Not a flashy name. He's on the D-line. They were struggling against the run last year. This is supposed to help them quite a bit. Are they soft at corner? Yes. It's unproven. When I say soft at corner, it means it's just unproven. But in this division, I'm looking around too, and this is part of the reason I made this pick. The Cardinals should be better, but how much better, really? You know what I mean? They were about 8, 9, 7, and 10. The 49ers, we do not know what we're going to get. They gave away most of their players, bro. You don't know what Brandon Ayuk is going to be when he comes back. They lost a whole lot on defense. Mm-hmm. They paid Purdy, so now he's going to have to sling it. I don't like that. You got Seattle, Sam Darnold. Me and him feel different about Sam Darnold. But what I saw last year about Sam Darnold was he can get busy, but he had weapons. Now, if Seattle would have kept Lockett, Metcalf, and Smith and Jigba, then I'd be high on Seattle. Mm-hmm. Him just with Smith and Jigba, they got a running game. Defense is a little underrated. I just don't see how they're going to manufacture points. I think they're going to be looking at like 8 in the box all the time.
Yes.
Double on Smith and Jigba. So
yes,
these other teams are putting themselves out of it. And I know what I'm going to get from Sean McVay. I expect like Kyron Williams again to have about 1,300 yards, 14 TDs, and that's just rushing. He's going to get a couple passing. And I know Matt Stafford might be down right now, but before everybody laughs me off the internet, they probably have the second best backup in the league, bro, to Kirk Cousins, which is Jimmy Garoppolo. I know he didn't look good on the Raiders lately, but it was the Raiders. And at that point, nobody was looking good with Josh McDaniels. Devontae Adams didn't look good with Josh McDaniels. So he can hold it down and make sure Matt is rested to come back.
Garoppolo, bro?
Bro, he made it to a Super Bowl.
When the last time you seen Garoppolo have a successful season? 2016?
No, bro.
Like what?
Garoppolo, bro. I'm good with it. Name a quarterback in this division. Okay, let's say Matt Stafford's out. So you tell me Garoppolo can't go heads up with Kyler Murray? Garoppolo can't go heads up with Brock Purdy? He can't go heads up with Sam Darnold? Bro, this is easy work for the Rams, bro.
One thing I will give you, he does have a quarterback whisperer, McVay. He's one of those game manager quarterbacks. I can see McVay working with him a little bit. So I'll give you this. I don't think Garoppolo would mess it up, though. So I'll give you that. He's not the quarterback. He's not a Caleb Williams that's going to mess it up.
Keep the season until Matt Stafford comes back. If his back is hurting, bro, you can hold him out for 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like winning the division, all I need is Matt Stafford to give me 12 games.
Gotcha.
Because if he's out there 12 games with this roster, he's going 9-3. So that means I would need Jimmy to go 2-3. That gives me the 11-6. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Now, my only downfall is those back injuries are normally lingering injuries, and they can reoccur real easy. So I was honestly on the Rams division with you. We was going to definitely agree on this one. But I'm going to back away only because say Stafford plays 5 or 6 games and Garoppolo played 12. I'm not letting Garoppolo win the division. I don't think he win the division. I think he can hold over for 3 or 4 games, but he can't play the majority of the season for the Rams and win the division. He's just way past his prime. Even in his prime, though, he wasn't a quarterback. He wasn't a quarterback that made you better. He was always a quarterback who wasn't just going to mess up whatever you had. And so I'm split on this one with you. If Stafford plays the 12 games like you were saying, I'm behind you. But I didn't want to put my money on it because I don't know how his back going to be.
So for me, I said 5 games, right? Long as he plays under 8 games, Garoppolo, I still like their chances. And then the other thing I'm going to ask you is, if you back out, since you're in between, who poses the threat here to them? Because remember, last year they started off 1-4 and still won the division.
You can't count on San Francisco. You can't count on Kyle Shanahan. That's my only thing, is that Kyle Shanahan will pose a threat to win the division. Okay. And say one team got 9 wins, the other team got 10, 2-3 games left. I can see San Francisco eking out the division with maybe 10 games, kind of how I said it might go in the north of NFC. That's my only threat. I think Arizona going to be – they should be much improved. Gannon is a good coach. I just don't trust Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray is kind of past what he used to be. You know how sometimes you get those quarterbacks, they good for like 4 or 5 years and never good again? I don't think Kyler Murray going to reach that plateau where he was at or reach that heights where he was at. So I think it'll be San Francisco and the Rams kind of going back and forth. Now, I'm with you.
Before you Stafford, that dog, you said the height. That's so wild that you said that about Kyler Murray.
Because he's so short.
But that's the way he got to play. Because think about it, you got to roll him out. He can't sit back in the pocket. No matter who you get around him, he's going to have to run, create, be out there. You know how he be running. He out there looking crazy, bro. Just speed demon, looking like Speedy Gonzalez. But that's the way he play. And I'm not sure. I agree with you. Like, I expect him to be better, but I just don't know how that works in the NFL and how far it can get you besides the wild card.
I think Kyler Murray was a product of Hopkins. What have he done since he has not had Hopkins at receiver? Nothing.
What other number 1 receivers has he had?
That's my problem.
Christian Kirk? I mean, like, what is that it? Like, who else has he had?
That's my problem. That's the difference between Kyler Murray and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, look what he did last year. MVP, who he had a receiver. Cooper wasn't doing nothing. Receivers can't separate. Look at Mahomes. Lost Tyreek Hill. Rashee Rice got hurt. Super Bowl. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Kyler Murray is not that.
I'm not sure anybody has Kyler Murray as a top 15 quarterback. So I'm not going to argue that with you.
That's all I'm basically saying. Kyler Murray, again, even though he's short, the height of his game came with Hopkins. And when you have a quarterback that only hits the height of their game when they have a top receiver, they're not a top quarterback. And I'm kind of just backing what you were saying. I think that they're going to be a middling team long as they got Kyler Murray.
Until I see a quarterback that's under like 6 feet, that dude look like he about 5'7".
Agreed.
I mean, I guess he's like a Doug Flutie-ish, maybe a little better, maybe a little worse. I don't know how it works out. The only thing I do know is I expect big things from him in the passing game this year with Marvin Harrison. But we can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later, and let's move on because I'm going to get to your pick real fast, and he just gave y'all a glimpse of what his next pick gonna be? Because my next pick is gonna be 2 words. So we're gonna get to your pick real quick. Because my next pick, I got 2 words for y'all. Sam Darnold. What you got, Jay?
Damn. He said Sam Darnold. He took plus money for them to look. Damn.
That's one of the shortest analysts you're gonna ever see, and that's all I needed. Who you got?
Oh, shit. You do know that man won 14 games last year.
Okay.
Right.
You did see him play against the Rams and the Lions. That's Sam Darnold. That's the real. Please, the real Sam Darnold. Please stand up, and that's the one that's gonna stand up this year. Okay, what we got, bro? I know you got.
All right, we'll just keep going. I got Marvin Harrison over 1,000 yards last year. He ended up with like 885 yards, which is a strong rookie campaign. But coming in the class that he came in, he was the most touted wide receiver. But you had what's my man's name? Brian. What's his name? Brian Thomas Jr. out there in on Jacksonville. He went crazy. You had Ladarius McConkey out there on the Chargers.
Ladarius is so funny. You call him Ladarius.
Go stupid. So he was really kind of like the odd man out, and he had a strong rookie campaign. And this year they've done stuff different because last year it looked like him and Kyler kind of wasn't always on the same page. In the offseason, I was reading that his dad made sure that he kind of went out there, stayed with Kyler Murray. They worked out together in the offseason. They roommated, and they started to build some chemistry, like an actual bond, like start to become homies. And if they put up 885 as 2 dudes who were just kind of around as co-workers, if they actually got some chemistry as homies, oh, he's clearing 1,000 easily, bro. Barring injury. But I like this, bro, because there's nobody else out there for them to throw the ball to either.
Yeah.
Who else is gonna get? I mean, yeah, they do. My bad. They got Trey McBride, but
yeah, McBride. He's probably the best tight end in the NFL right now.
He is the best tight end, and I mean, you got James Conner, but how much longer is he gonna? I mean, he's got to be 30 at least now. And the way his running style is very punishing, like I really feel like they have to be expecting Marvin Harrison to go crazy, bro. They have to be expecting it.
Yeah, agreed.
So
I'm not going.
I like that one, Bucky, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to kind of argue with that one. Sometimes that first year can be a struggle coming in the NFL. I like this talent when he was at Ohio State. You said what?
He did. That's a solid rookie campaign, bro.
So the problem was last year is that he couldn't really separate a lot from man coverage. And that was his issue. He couldn't separate a lot. He did real good in college doing it, but last year that was his issue. If he was a better separator last year, he would have got over 1,000. He would have probably got about 1,200. So that's what I mean when I say kind of, subpar, because I think he has a talent to be 1,400, 1,500. He had the talent to have a breakout year that first year with 1,200, but he had a problem separating on film. And so that's my issue. And I think this year, I think he's going to get a lot better. So I definitely back you on that one. I got nothing against that one. Let's move on to the worst division. I think in football, maybe. What you think?
I don't know. I think the AFC South worse, though, to be honest with you.
Okay. You got anything about this with this division?
Oh, man, I was reading somewhere, man. I know people are kind of high on the Falcons, but I think this is Baker's. I think this is Baker's division, bro. I think he about to rebuild his legacy. Well, he's been rebuilding his legacy through here, beating up on these bum-ass teams out here. Yeah, man, as long as Baker got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, you got Bucky running the ball, and what's the other running back? Rashard White, a.k.a. slot receiver. They shouldn't have problems with him because the Saints are going to be down. I think you might have to keep your eye out for the Panthers. I like the rookie they took out of Arizona. Yes, that wide receiver.
Love him. The new T-Mac.
I think he going to be good, but I don't know about the defense. The Falcons, man, I'm not big on Penix Jr. like that. I'm just not.
Okay.
but obviously it's his squad. We're gonna see if he can spin it like that. And I don't know, bro. I got the Bucks.
With this division, Liam Cohen actually elevated Baker even farther than when he was elevated the prior year with the coach that went out to the Panthers. I think it's the Bucks division to lose. The Saints, they're gonna struggle this year. The Falcons, I'm not gonna lie, I'm with you. I'm not a huge Penix fan. I don't like his throwing motion. I know he's left-handed, but he takes so long to release that ball. And once you get used to that in the NFL, that comes with a lot of interceptions and batted down passes that should be completions. He's not really mobile at all. Bro. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I don't like lefty quarterbacks either, bro. I don't like that shit.
I got you. The Falcons do have decent receiver core with London. And you know they putting at tight end now. He's going to receiver.
Pitts?
He's been practicing that receiver. He was actually on the receiver depth chart this training camp. He was actually on the receiver. Now, I'm not going to say whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing because I think he's not a great tight end, but I don't know if he's going to be good enough to be even a great receiver. So I think he's going to probably be one of the middling players, whether he play receiver or tight end, but they thinking about it. Bijan, of course, is a beast. They got a good O-line. I don't know if I trust their coach. Was that
Raheem Morris?
Yeah, Morris. He made, I think, some bad, a nice amount of bad coaching decisions last year in some games. With the Panthers, I think Bryce, we're going to see what we saw the second half of the year, not the first half of the year. And I think it's going to even be helped more by T-Mac. I think he's going to be a breakout receiver. And I hate even saying that. I know I'm not the only one to know that. You're not the only one to know that. But in these fantasy leagues, I want him in a fantasy league. And I'm going to be mad because people are going to watch this and take him from me right in front of me. He's going to be a breakout. But the Panthers defense is probably going to be bad. They're going to be bad. So it's hard to win in the NFL with a bad defense. So at best, the Panthers, they might win 7 games, 6-7 games.
It's because I'm with you, man. If I knew more about their defense, I might actually pick them as a sleeper to win this because I know it's crazy plus money. Mm-hmm. But I don't know enough about the defense. I might have to look that up a little bit more at work. Or like really just study it. And I got to see who the number 2 is. And I also got to see they're going with Chuba Hubbard at running back because my man tore his knee.
Yeah.
Tore his knee up. And they picked up an old boy from us.
Dottle. I like Dottle. I'm mad y'all got rid of him.
I thought it was crazy my damn self, but I mean, yeah, I might have to look. They could be sneaky,
bro. They defense is not looking like it's gonna be any good. It is hard to win or make the playoffs with a bad defense. Their defense was bad last year. They didn't do much in the offseason or the draft to fix their defense. I think that's where they might struggle. But if they have any kind of defense, yes, the Panthers will be a sleeper. But we can move on. My next pick, I like the Jacksonville Jaguars over 7.5 wins. The reason I like him, I got 2 more words for you. Liam Cohen. He coached at Kentucky. Kentucky had one of the best offenses. Remember a couple years ago when he was at Kentucky? What's that running back you said it was talking about? He was talking all that mess at Kentucky.
You talking about Ray Davis?
Yeah. So remember that year? Yeah. Liam Cohen. Okay. When he left, trash. Last year, Bucks went up like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and also Baker Mayfield went up like 10 slots in offensive production with Cohen. Now he's going over Trevor Lawrence. If he could do that with Baker Mayfield, I always thought Trevor Lawrence had more talent than Baker Mayfield. So if he could do that with Baker Mayfield, believe me, he could do that with Trevor Lawrence. Hunter is a good receiver. I think he's a better receiver than he is cornerback. He's an athletic receiver. Like you said, Brian Thomas Jr. is a beast. They got Bigsby and ETN. You know they're 2 legit running backs. Their defense last year, it wasn't the Panthers and it wasn't the Ravens. But I think their defense, remember the Bucks last year? I think they're going to be similar to what the Bucks was last year. I think they're going to take a big step from the year prior. I think Lawrence will be a breakout candidate. All y'all fantasy players, make sure y'all draft Lawrence somewhere. Thank me later. I think the Jaguars will take off this year. Also, too, the reason I believe it is Richardson.
He ain't even starting, is he?
Even if he don't start, Daniel Jones, whoever they play, the coach is going to struggle this year with those players at quarterback. Cam Ward, we'll talk about him in a little bit. I do like Cam Ward, but the Titans don't have the talent. And with Houston, they got number one receiver in Collins. The backup receiver, Dale, got hurt. He's out for the season.
He might be out forever.
Yeah. So what happens is with this team is they got a bottom 5 O-line. That's why they struggled last year. They have a bottom 5 O-line. Y'all go to PFF, look at the top 5 O-lines and look at the bottom 5 O-lines. At the end of the season, go look at those teams and go look at their records. I did it last year. It correlates. Last year, Philly, Lions, top 5 O-lines, you see who they went. Bottom 5 O-lines, Titans, Giants, it correlates. And so the only reason that, and I almost bet under 9.5 for Houston, the only reason I didn't bet that is they're going to have an elite defense. And sometimes elite defenses can take you places. And that's the reason I didn't pick the Jaguars to win the division. But I do think that division weak enough. I think the Jaguars strong enough. I think they got a good head coach who has a great system. So I do think the Jaguars, I would say 9-8 this year. So you talking free money, you got your free money, bro. This is my free money. And at the end of the day, we're going to see whose free money was worth a little bit more. That's what I got.
I ain't even gonna sit here in front, man. I'm actually pretty high on the Jags this year. I think they're gonna have a bounce back year. But I personally have always liked Trevor Lawrence. I think he gets kind of it's weird because I feel like what everybody thinks Justin Herbert is, I think Trevor Lawrence is in that same atmosphere, but people just shit on him, just act like he's just the worst quarterback of all time. I expect him to have a bounce back this year because if he's bad this year with all these weapons they put around him, because they basically said that defense is middle of the pack, cool, we're not worrying about it. You're our guy. We're going to flood you with weapons. Let's see how far you can get us. So I'm not mad at 7 over 7.5. I feel like if they don't get that, they really fail.
So just to let you guys know before he go forward, and we're going to mention this over. We're going to mention it over. And we're going to mention it over and over and over and over again. When me and Jay normally agree, y'all take that to the bank. All right, we go to this next one in the same division. What we got, bro?
I got Cam Ward, Rookie of the Year, man. I think this is an easy pick, bro. Everybody's seen the press conference. You can't teach that. You just can't. And if you followed his college career, this dude started at like a D3 division school. He only had one offer in Texas. Was out there, balled so hard. They took him up to Washington State, put him out there with no weapons. He would get them ranked every year before they fall apart. Got the big contract, went down to Miami and did not disappoint. And if you watch those games, he wasn't even playing at full speed half the time. He was really a man among boys. And my whole thing was like, man, taking him number one, his work ethic has to be terrible. The way he would jog on people and kind of flex on them in college. He the first one there, last one to lead. And everything he said at the press conference was right. Unless this man is a complete fraud, that's everything you would want in your quarterback. Shit, I would want that in my quarterback. Young, only gonna get better. Got a cannon for an arm. Can escape pressure. You saw him doing it all the time in Miami. Yes. I know the NFL is a different beast. He's missing one or two weapons, but Calvin Ridley, if you look at his numbers, as long as he has someone competent throwing him the ball, he usually gets over 1,000 yards. I like Tony Pollard. I know they released the other wide receiver, but I think they got a couple more things going. I actually even like Tennessee as a sleeper to possibly win this division. I think they can because this division is so weak, bro. It's so weak. I mean, if I had to put money down, of course I'm going to go to Texans. Well, anyway, I got Cam Ward, Rookie of the Year. But if I had to put money down as a division, I would pick Texans but to me, that's too safe of a pick because they don't play up to their potential. I can't go with Jacksonville, bro.
Hold on, bro. Did you just put Tennessee in the winning the division in the same sentence?
I'm not telling
Let's
you.
go.
You see my bet. My name.
I'm going to send you back to school, bro. I'm gonna see. Let me get you a couple more college courses.
My pick right here is Rookie of the Year, Cam Ward.
Okay.
I just said, don't be surprised if he has.
You about to say it again? Hold on. So we about to move forward because I don't want him to say that again.
I'm saying, don't be surprised if they in the race to win this sorry ass AFC South division, bro. This division is terrible. It's terrible. This might be the worst division. This is the worst division in football, bro. Easily. So yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with that. But Tennessee, I guess it's going to show me. I think that might be our last best, but it's not our last division. So we're gonna go through the division. In this division, I go first. I think Miami's gonna fall off this year. That coach, honestly, he don't impress me at all. He only wins against losing teams, and when he play a winning team, he lose every single time. I don't think that's going to change. Their offensive line is going to be bad, so you know what that means for Tua. He's going to miss 6 or 7 games, just like last year. They're not going to make the playoffs. Tyreek Hill is good, but Tyreek Hill has not been the same Tyreek Hill the last couple of years. At least last season, and maybe the end of the season before. I think that continues. Waddle, he can't stay on the field. I believe me, I've had Waddle a couple years in fantasy, so I know firsthand he can't stay on the field. The Jets always gonna jet. I'm just gonna let the Jets jet. Just like you said, the Iowa Hawkeyes always gonna be the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm gonna let the Jets jet until they prove me wrong. So I'm not gonna even go deep with that team. Fantasy-wise, y'all might want to grab up Fields because, of course, with his legs, he might give y'all. He's gonna give a lot of points with the run.
Yeah.
New England, I love the coach. He's another coach that gets a lot more than what his team has talent-wise. So I like that off jump. And just remember this name in 2 years, Drake May. Just telling y'all right now. Y'all can record this. Y'all can clip it. Y'all can reel it. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm telling y'all, remember this name in 2 years, Drake May. Drake May will be a top 10 quarterback. What's the second year? At least by year 4. And this year, he's going to make a big leap. And remember, I said year 4. I didn't say this year 4. But you want to put a sleeper on with the Titans? Don't be surprised if Drake May is up there real high this year, quicker than what we think. Stephon Diggs, the hard part about him is do he still got it? He's a little bit older. He's better than what they had in the past. I do like their draft. They shored up their offensive line. Gonzalez is a lockdown corner. Remember that name also? He's a lockdown corner. He's the next lockdown corner. He did it last year. So when you have that lockdown corner, it does help out the rest of your defense. I like the Patriots not to win the division. I'm not going that far. But I do like them to be second place in the division to Buffalo. I think this Buffalo's division to win. Or, I'm sorry, I think it's the Buffalo's division to lose. So I do pick Buffalo to win this division. What you got, bro?
Buffalo. Buffalo. I know I said the AFC South is the worst division in football. I'm going to stay there and say that it still is.
Okay.
But this is the most lopsided division in football. You got Buffalo. I really think this year Buffalo or the Ravens are coming out the AFC. I think they break the Mahomes curse. I'm high on them because I think this year, and I'm not saying career-wise, I think Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are the best 2 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Agreed.
I think they're going to run through everybody. I don't even think this is going to be close. As far as who's going to be number 2, it really don't matter. Like, the only thing I saw some points, me and you always like to debate football. The only thing I'm going to say I'm with you on Waddle, bro. And then I saw the pictures of him looking out of shape, and that was bad because your speed receiver they can't get chubby, bro. Like everybody else in football can get chubby.
The football,
you see Deebo Samuel when he like now he can't run. You speed guy can't get chubby, so I don't
the
like
football
that.
Equivalent. The football equivalent of Luka Doncic.
Yeah, bro, he looked crazy. And the thing about Tyreek Hill, the only reason I save grace on him is I think I don't want to make an excuse for him, but Miami's problem is they had a chance to get from under this and they didn't. They doubled down on it. When you got a guy, and I'm not gonna make a joke about it, this man is literally one hit away from being in the hospital for a year, bro. Like,
yes.
And we don't know how this is gonna turn out. And you double down and you give him all this money, and he holds the key because every time they put somebody else into this office, they can't run it. They just can't. Like, it just looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's out there slinging it, they're competitive. Do I think they would ever win a Super Bowl with him? Hell no. But and they can't play in cold weather too.
They can't even beat a winning team. So you can't win a Super Bowl like that.
They can't play in cold weather. They never gonna have home field advantage. So I'm spending too much time on them. I'm with you. They take a step back because I think Dog gonna get hurt again. Tua is going to get hurt. The Jets, Fields is Ohio State guy. My boy is Garrett Wilson is Ohio State guy. I like to see it. I like to see him make some noise. I see they signed Sauce. They got a good defense, but again, like you said, they're the Jets. And we'll leave it at that, and then we'll go to New England. You said Drake May. I think he's gonna be pretty good. I think it's gonna be a while before he gets into the top 10 because I know he's gonna be the next wave, but the wave that he's chasing, a lot of these guys is just hovering around 30. So it's going to be a while, bro. Like, these dudes ain't old. It ain't like it's about to be the passing of the guard like it used to be in the days when, like, Brady and Manning were approaching, like, 40. And you see these guys coming at 24. Drake May probably about 23, but the people he want to replace is like 30, and they play until they 40 now. So
I just disagree with some of these quarterbacks who people have ranked high, a.k.a. Jared Goff.
And but the other thing, let me give you one more thing about New England. Stephon Diggs, he's coming off the ACL. I'm not going to say he takes a step back because I think he loves the lifestyle that he lives. I think he loves to be in the public eye, kind of like Antonio Brown was for a while. I honestly expect him to get busy this season.
Okay.
Because if he doesn't, it's over, bro. And he's only, I think he's 30, 31.
Okay.
If he wants to be on them yachts.
Yeah. He's going to have to do it.
Hey, bro, you see what happened to Victor Cruz? You see what happened to Odell Beckham?
Oh, yeah. Agreed. Yeah, exactly.
Once you stop making football, once you stop making the main thing, you see what happens. This guy loves that life. I expect him over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns.
And that's way better than anything Drake May had last year. They also got a better O-line. But real quick, before we leave this division, the only knock that Buffalo has, their safeties are bad. Their corners are above average. Their D-line and linebackers made up for it a lot last year. That's the one thing. I don't say it's going to stop them from winning the division, but just for you people who think in these futures or whatever, Super Bowl and all that, just think about that before y'all put your money on them to finally get over that hump to get that Super Bowl.
Let me shoot back one time, and this is the only reason I shoot back, because I feel like one thing with Buffalo, and I feel the same way with the Ravens and the same thing with Kansas City, even if Cincinnati could get busy, these teams that, you know what I mean, and I don't have Cincinnati picked, but their home field advantage is real home field advantage, bro.
Yes.
Like, we live up here in Detroit where they have a dome. It's easy for a team to come on the road and get comfortable in a dome, bro.
Yes.
Because, the weather's the same. Going to Buffalo in January, bro, it's a different – that I feel like is the equalizer. It's going to be crazy up there. It's a cold that you got to feel coming off of – what is that? That's Lake Huron? Or is that Lake Ontario? Wherever the fuck they are. They offer that, man. I think that helps. Because that ball don't just be spinning through the air out there like how I do.
The only thing that hurts them when it comes to that is the teams that they have to beat normally.
Yeah.
KC and Baltimore play in that same type of weather, so that's why it's that home field advantage. They haven't been able to get over the hump. And as we talk about Baltimore, what we got, bro? We got AFC North.
This is easy, bro. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Baltimore 1, Steelers 2, Bengals 3, Cleveland 4.
Okay, so you gonna keep it easy. Since you keep keeping it easy, I want to question you then.
Go ahead.
Steelers 2, speed.
Yes.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. That's simple, bro. And it's not even Aaron Rodgers. It's more of the Steelers got out of their comfort zone, bro. They don't like to spend money. They wouldn't have went and got these people if they didn't think they had something there. I think they're kind of underrated with some of the moves they did because Aaron Rodgers is going to be better than damn near anyone Mike Tomlin has had at quarterback since the 2020s began. You know what I mean? So he's been getting to the playoffs.
Since Roethlisberger?
Yeah. And you can even go his last 2 years. He was terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
So, and he was getting to the play. He's been getting to the playoffs, having these dudes compete.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rodgers, as long as and it seems like they respect each other. Like, I don't see none of the craziness he was doing out there in New York. Like, hey, bro, I got to go to Egypt.
Oh, Tomlin ain't handling that.
Tomlin ain't handling
he ain't having that. Tomlin ain't having that.
They have a conversation like, okay, bro, how you want your legacy to end? This is kind of my legacy too. We don't want to be known as once we came together, it did not work. Boom, boom, boom. So it's give and take. DK Metcalf has a chance. We always talk about he looks like the prototype receiver. He has all the tools and everything else. They got rid of a talent that can do the same things as him, and it's younger, and they paid him. If he ain't got something to prove, and I see him and Aaron Rodgers are roommates.
Okay,
that's crazy. You got the running backs. They drafted Caleb Johnson, who we both love from Iowa.
Yes,
we both love him.
Yes.
Jaylen Warren,
a beast. I like Jaylen Warren.
Can run, and he's supposed to be the pass receiving back. He run people over.
Yeah,
and he fast and he's shifty. The defense is gonna be the defense, bro. And I feel like I'm leaving someone out. Oh, they tight end Freiermuth is cool.
Yeah,
they can get production from a number 2 wide receiver. They set up to be okay, bro. And then I know I had Cincinnati third, and I'll explain to you why. Cincinnati decided to do what we do on Madden. We pay all our flashy players. We don't pay our offensive line. We don't pay our defensive line. We don't pay our cornerbacks. Can you score with us? And unfortunately, we've seen this time and time again. Cincinnati come out the gate slow, and they end up struggling down the stretch around 9-8. Last year, they should have made the playoffs, but it came down to they needed KC to beat Denver.
And
KC don't want no parts of it. That's the only team that beat them in the playoffs.
Exactly. And KC sat their players on purpose.
On purpose, like, fuck y'all, bro. We're not doing this dumb shit with y'all. They set everybody down. They knew what they was doing.
Man, they brought players off free agency to play that game.
You ain't coming to Arrowhead embarrassing us again. But again, Cincinnati does it. They also and Cincinnati's weaknesses are this division. They struggle bad with the Ravens. I don't know how. They always seem to lose one to Cleveland. They seem to lose one to the Steelers. So if you look at that, that's 4 losses. That's 2-4 in this division. That doesn't get it. That's third place, bro.
So even though I kind of wanted to question you on it, I'm actually agree with you. I like the Ravens. One, we ain't got to talk too much about the Ravens. We all know the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers.
And they added Hopkins. They added DeAndre Hopkins. They just keep getting better, bro. So yeah.
Go now, ahead. I don't think Hopkins make them better, but I don't think he make them worse. So I mean,
but he's an alternative red zone. They won't have to do this in the red zone because they got Derrick Henry and Lamar.
Of course.
If you can have more, why not have more?
Of course.
More cake, just eat more cake, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I do agree the Steelers' defense will be top 5 this year. Just letting y'all know that. I'm almost guaranteeing top 10, but I think they're going to be top 5 this year. So Steelers' defense is going to be good. We already know Mike Tomlin make the playoffs. I don't care who he got. He just making them. That's what he do. He coaches and he makes the playoffs. So we know they're going to the playoffs.
Don't forget the upgrade he did. he's a defensive minded coach, bro.
I was surprised on that.
Huh?
No, I was actually surprised. Fitzpatrick actually a good.
But they were
Michael Fitzpatrick.
They talking about putting Jalen Ramsey at safety. They saw
Okay.
something there, bro.
Okay.
They do too much work to you know what I'm saying, to do something that wild.
Yeah,
so I like that move too.
What he did last year with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson is amazing, because that's not Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson actually looked way better than what he really is right now, this point in his career. And if he starts this year for the Giants, you're going to see how good of a job Mike Tomlin did with him last year. So, of course, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to look the best that he have looked in the past 5 years. So I agree with you on that. I think he's going to have Metcalf step into another level.
Oh, yeah.
And with a top 5 defense, you playing the Bengals, who will probably have a bottom 10 defense. And so when they play the Bengals, you already know the Bengals gonna play the Ravens, gonna get hit in the mouth, pow, and then they gonna go to the Steelers, get hit in the mouth again, pow, and they're gonna be number 3. I actually agree with you on this though. We never agree, y'all, much. We gonna go back and forth, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I agree with you. I ain't gonna lie, it's not much to talk about the Browns. I know y'all want to talk about Shedeur. I got nothing against Shedeur. I know most people love him because his father, Deion Sanders. Browns organization has been
Dumpster
bad.
fire.
They had a couple good years. Right
Dumpster
now, the way they're
fire.
drafting. I'm sorry, what you saying?
Dumpster fire, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to say. Yeah, they looking like the old Browns again. Y'all, Cleveland, I'm sorry, but y'all had a short lived of good, like y'all going right back to bad. The talent, it's just gonna be a rebuild year. That's all it is. This is gonna be a year next year, which I believe, and people probably gonna score me on this, like they scored me and try to get me on Facebook. I think they're gonna win 2-3 games, and I think they're gonna draft the quarterback next year. I think they'll be going for Archie Manning next year to be their starter for the future.
I just want to come back in on that before we jump on. I'm not gonna argue that. The one thing we left out about the Steelers, I forgot in that trade, they got Jonnu Smith too as another tight end.
Oh, yeah. Jonnu Smith
last year down there in Miami.
From Miami had his best year last year.
Yeah, bro. It's I'm with you. If we could pick second place in the division, I'm high on them. I'm really
real quick though before we move on.
Huh?
Do we even have an argument? Don't they play the Ravens tough?
Yeah.
They play the Ravens tough all the time.
Without all of these people, bro.
Yeah, without all of these people.
They play them tough. And the only thing I want to say about the Browns is I think you're right, because they stupid enough to draft another quarterback. Like they were stupid enough to take Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders round 3 and round 5, as they were stupid enough to take Deshaun Watson, as they were stupid enough to sign Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. They're stupid, bro. They're stupid. Myles Garrett basically told the franchise, like, bro, I'm a Hall of Famer. I know dealing with y'all, I'm not going to win a championship. I don't want to be here. The only way you can keep me here is if you pay me like I'm a part of ownership.
He said, F you, pay me. That's exactly what he said. F you, pay me.
Bro, they leverage the organization. The Browns are the worst franchise in football. They've never been to a Super Bowl. They're never going. Like, I don't even think we're going to see this in our lifetimes, bro. Agreed. And I don't wish bad on them at all, but this shit makes no sense. And you still paying a dude a guaranteed contract that tore his ACL, the fans cheered, and somehow during rehab tore his other ACL or retore the ACL.
And still getting paid.
Still getting paid crazy money. Terrible.
Now,
let's move on.
You did say something earlier, so we're about to double back to that on our next division. You said you thought this next division is the best division in football?
Yes.
What you got?
I think Kansas City's reign at the top comes to an end.
Okay, you heard it here first. Where we going? I'm ready. I got my popcorn ready. Let's go.
I think the Chargers get him this year, man. This is Jim's number 2 year. He came in. They really didn't have much, and he still got them to like 10-7 into the playoffs. I know they got worked in the playoffs, but now you got a number 1 receiver in McConkey. I just saw they re-signed Keenan Allen. I'm not as down on Quentin Johnston as everybody else is. I like him,
Trash
So
can.
I'm okay with him. The
Trash
running
can.
back room has gotten tough out here, bro. I know people like Najee, feel a certain way about Najee Harris. That's a 1,000-yard rusher. And you got the explosive guy out of North Carolina. What's his name? Amari Hampton.
I like
I
him.
like what I'm seeing, bro. The defense is gonna come to play. That's Jim Harbaugh, and they're gonna smash mouth you. And you got a legitimate number one. You got a quarterback that's like Trevor Lawrence. He got all the tools, and he can run on you if you make him run. He can do everything. While Kansas City, man, the weapons keep disappearing. Kelsey getting older. The defense is solid. Running back, who running the ball? Kareem Hunt. What's my man's name? That was supposed to get Pacheco. He was supposed to get all of that. Remember, this was his breakout year. Got hurt. All they wide receivers, they always in jail. Like, you know what I mean? Rashee Rice, we don't know what he gonna be coming back off of injury, but he did something stupid too. He the one who got to serve jail time on the weekends.
Yeah,
we don't know what's gonna happen with Xavier Worthy. So
yeah, you're right.
I think they take a step back. They'll probably fall to number 2. The number 3 team in this division will be the Broncos. I'm high on them. I like their defense. I think they're asking an awful lot of Bo Nix because I don't like the running backs. I like Cortland Sutton. Sutton.
And Marvin Mims. I like Marvin Mims Jr. too.
Okay. But I just think that's enough to be good. I think they'll be tough. They'll be in every game. And then the reason I think this is the toughest division, I think the Raiders are going to be a lot better. I know people act like Geno is just like he's just a game manager. He really not. He really slings the pill around. He really he gets busy. You got Pete Carroll coming in. He drafted a running back. That dude going to carry the ball about 400 times this year. I like Brook Bowers, bro. To me, you said McBride is the best tight end. I think it's Brook Bowers. They still got my man Jacoby Myers. He's a solid number 2.
Yeah, I like him. He's not flashy, but he get the job done.
The defense was not bad. It was just that secondary, bro, was just horrendous. But I think under Pete Carroll, he know how to fix some things. They'll be competitive. So, like, I see the Raiders and the Broncos. Like, I can see the Raiders going 6-11, 7-10. And that could hurt the Broncos, get them to around 9-8, 10-7, with Kansas City right around 10-7. I think the Chargers hit about 11-6, bro. Because they're gonna play that old school football, and we see that the NFL is going back to that. Like, you know what? I don't need a 5,000-yard passer. I'll just run the ball down your throat, and that's Jim Pauls, and that's Jim.
That's all day. Yeah, that's Jim. That's Jim all day. I don't like the Raiders as much as you do. I do like the running back, Genty. I think he's going to be a future star. I love Bowers. Myers, decent receiver. I'm one of them. I'm down on Geno. I'm not a Geno fan. I think he's an average quarterback. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's an average quarterback. So I honestly look at him like I look at Goff. I think Goff is better than Geno Smith. But I think Geno Smith, one of those quarterbacks that need that offensive coordinator, that's like a quarterback whisperer to be good. So I think he's going to be subpar. Now, granted, you didn't say he was going to win 10 games. You only said 6 or 7. So I'm not taking that out of consideration. I'm thinking more 5 or 6, which I'm not going to argue with that. 5 or 6, 7 is kind of around the same thing. So I'm not going to keep going with that one. Where I do disagree is, and it's tough because the Chargers have the better quarterback. But Denver's defense this year is going to be so good. I think Denver can have the number 1 defense in the NFL this year.
Oh, damn.
If Bo Nix can just at least be the same as he was last year and not make those mistakes, prove a little bit, but not be worse. I like Denver. KC, I'm with you with KC. I think they take a step back. I do. Like you said, I like the receiving core, but Hollywood Brown is a little bit older. He seems to get hurt a lot. Yeah. Xavier Worthy in trouble. Rashee Rice in trouble. Kelsey on the downturn of his career. I do see the Chiefs taking a step back, but where we do disagree a little bit, I would take Denver over Chargers, not by a lot, but I'm not going to argue with you because we kind of splitting hairs. I think it might be Denver who can take KC out with that defense. But I'm not going to say no about the Chargers. I do like the Chargers also. Okay. So we had a nice little show today. Had some fun. Make sure you always get your popcorn out when we talk. Because we're going to go back and forth. We're going to make sure we check the other one when they're saying something crazy. Like putting what you say? The Titans and winning the division in the same sentence?
I said they have a chance.
Like I said, when people talk crazy on a show like that, we put them in their place and we check them a little bit because I like on that one tomorrow, I'm gonna roll him in the WC3. We're gonna put him in a couple more classes to get his English right. Because in English, you cannot put this year Titans in a division. Just messing with you. But make sure y'all check us out. We're gonna be here for a while. We're gonna be here for a long time. We might joke, we might laugh. We like to poke fun at each other and we like to poke fun at the world. But when it comes to sports betting, we like to get with it. And like I said, y'all can go check our resume. And it's year by year. You know, things can happen. We realists. We know that this year, all of a sudden, the whole bottom can fall out. But if you talk to us, two of the most confident people in the world, we don't believe it. We don't believe it at all. You got any last words, Jay?
Yeah, man. I'm ready to get after this money. I'm ready for football season to start. Right now, you can catch me. You can come to my page. You can check us out on Beats, Rhymes, and Parlays. I usually give y'all some UFC. I'm not filling the card this week. All I got this week is I got CLD by submission by submission or KO. He should knock my man out. It's plus 155 odds. That's the only one I'm messing with. Other than that, man, I'm going to a concert. I'm not really feeling this UFC card because everybody's favorite minus 300 or whatnot. So they ain't gonna force me to do an underdog bet.
Make sure y'all check us out. Like I said, Beast Farms Parlays. We on TikTok. We on IG. We on YouTube.
And you looking at us, man. You looking at me, fantasy football champ, UFC champ. You know, shit, Cody the champ. You know, just champs.
Just champs everywhere.
Champs everywhere, bro.
Champs everywhere. We're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Make sure y'all tune in because our next shows for NCAA football and NFL football is going to be spreads, props, and it's going to be when the season has kicked off, and that's when we really make our money. Peace.